No. Now I would like to call Dr. Urmila Gautam. She is well regarded and famed scientist who received her PhD degree from Anand, Gujarat. She served in the different institution of Haryana as a fanatic enthusiastic. She has written many books on her subject life science. As present, Dr. Gautam is working as a director of SSC at Karnal, Haryana. Over to Dr. Urmila Gautam. She's there.
I think I can now. You can hear me now.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Adinath College, for inviting me. Thank you, Director. Thank you, the Principal of the college, Dr. Sharma. Namaskar, Namaste, and this means I bow to the divine in you. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashchit Dukna Bhagavad. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This is what our culture is. We have always prayed to God that may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, and may no one suffer, and that let peace prevail. But what we have done to ourselves, all has changed to me and I. Selfishness, intolerance, impatience has prevailed in the recent past. Distinguished guests and all participants, there is so much unrest in the world presently, both natural and anthropogenic. Anthropogenic means like humans have been creating all this. This year, cyclones, floods, pest attacks, and pandemic diseases like COVID-19 has made us realize that nature is always dynamic, and so is human. It is the same land where Mahatma Gandhi and Lord Gautam Buddha dwelled and preached tolerance and non-violence. They preached love for mankind, not surely loving a specific color of human skin though. Present day human is losing the good human being human character. He has so much intolerance and hatred generated in his heart and mind that we react instinctively without giving things a thought. Let's ponder why this change. The world is turning materialistic. This is Kali, a machine world. We strive for small term monetary happiness and comfort, ignoring the emotional bonding which is long lasting. Reading, which used to evoke thoughts and synapses in our brain cells, has taken over by the tunnel vision. That is, we read and watch and see what we wish on the social media, and which is most of the time only for provoking and rather than feeding the brain. Nuclear families has lesser time for children, and the faculties need to be developed in the early years are damaged beyond repair. This leads to no emotional bonding as children grow up. Friends are replaced by gadgets with AI, artificial intelligence, which in doing more, which do more harm than they can help us. They can help the fragile thought process of the growing kid just by feeding what is common and programmed. They cannot think just because they have been watching all those. That is what is all programmed and that is all there, and everybody do the same thing. Every child is learning the same thing. They're not using their brain. They're not letting their brain develop. Egos have grown into self-respect. There is a hairline difference between the two words, but that is what is getting lost. The difference is getting lost. Parents are busy in accumulating comfort for the child, thus giving them no choice to come out of that. No compromising, no cooperation, and thus no relationships. A program was initiated in US to teach tolerance by the law department, and this was to foster inclusiveness. That is, to encourage people to feel comfortable in welcoming others in their life, at offices, at workplaces, and even in schools. This was to reduce bias and to promote educational equity. The problem is madness. What we can do at present as a parent. A child learns from the parents. The imbibition occurs as he grows. The brain tissue matures during the early stages of life, that is during the preschool time period. So parents are the best teachers to set examples. If we can acknowledge emotions at home, which can help in developing compassion and empathy, distributing work equally among siblings, leading by examples, developing strength and interest and making them learn from every day irrespective of the color, caste and creed, then emphasizing anti-bias and social justice, encouraging children to challenge prejudice and think beyond. Rational and logical thinking plays a very important role. Reasoning out their queries and comments is the most important aspect. What as a teacher and counselor can do, as a teacher and we the counselor can do, we can empower them to enact the changes. We can teach them social justice by examples. We can arrange group activities involving multi-racial participants, creating awareness about different cultures, traditions, diversity, and making them fall in love for the same. Encouraging diverse student admissions in a class, school, and this is the most effective one which can generate social emotional skills. And there can be exchange programs in schools, interstate, international, and this will be for mix-up meets. Mix-up meets means there can be intercaste, intercultural, interracial, all sort of students, they can meet together and they can exchange their culture and tradition and they can talk about. That will be improving this like the problem like anything. Students to be moved out of their comfort zone to dispel prejudice. Assigning teamwork and cooperative tasks to students can sit across a table and discuss rationally. Sports has the greatest power to develop cooperation and team spirit. We need to revive Buddha's preaching, awakening to reality and introspection for self and social healing. Peace comes from within and not by hating others. Only three things matter in the end: how much you are loved, how gently you live, and how gracefully you let go things not meant for you. Religious, racial, and cultural and political differences will always exist. This diversity should spice our lives rather than destroying it. It's our choice to decide how to overcome challenges. And as Franklin Roosevelt said, if civilization is to survive, we must cultivate the science of human relationships, the ability of all people of all kinds to live together in the same world at peace. In the end, I'll quote Nelson Mandela: no one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or religion. People must learn to hate. If they can learn to hate, they can also be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. And thanks, and let humanity prevail. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thanks, Doctor. Thanks, Dr. Urmila ji.
Thank you so much.
Very good lecture.
Thank you so much for providing me the opportunity and the platform.
Thank you so much for giving
Thank you, Namaskar.
Thank you, Dr. Urmila Gautam, for nice speech. Thank you so much. We are totally impressed by your speech and moral values. And now, day-to-day topic, COVID-19. It is a very sensitive topic of tolerance for the whole age group. And tolerance means willingness to allow others to do or say what they want without criticizing them. It is a quality which enables one to tolerate. Thank you for your nice speech.